Okay, PMS. PMS actually came up today in a coaching session with a male client, very evolved, very conscious male, and he felt sheepish bringing up PMS, but he's having some interactions with his partner, and he felt sort of guilty to maybe point to some of their issues that they have sometimes being related to her PMS, because that's, of course, a no-no as a man. But it's true sometimes. And, I don't know who this video is for, if this is for men or women, but I'm going to speak as a woman. If you are a woman who has PMS where you are affected, I have about 5 days leading up to my period where the irritability and my irritation with people is absolutely amplified. My ex-partner actually downloaded an app where he would keep track of my cycle, because he's like, these are the days you kind of hate me, which is awful that someone would feel like they have to keep track of days where they feel like you basically can't stand them. But the reality is that hormones are real and they do happen, and it can kind of go both ways. So on his side, he kept track of it so that he could know when it was coming and kind of let things go, or kind of just have that awareness. Just the awareness can make, if there's an interaction, maybe you don't really react, or there can be a little distancing, or whatever needs to happen. And on the side of myself, I also keep track of my cycles, and kind of when that little alarm goes off and it tells me I'm a week out, I'm like, oh, okay. So when I'm feeling a little extra about the way someone reacted to me, or I start to go down a path of like, this isn't going to work out, these people are going to leave, this client is, you can kind of do yourself in if you do have PMS and you do have that. And I just think it's important to keep track of it. And I also know a lot of women where when they have PMS, either they ignore it and then they're not really paying attention to why they are so upset or easily triggered or reactive during that week. Or on the flip side, there's some that's like, this is what it is, and so too bad, everybody, you got to kind of deal. And I think that is something I don't do. I pull out the tools more when it's PMS week, when it's like, okay, I'm extra sensitive, I'm extra frustrated, you're going to bug the shit out of me more than you usually do. That's when I do the tools like, okay, this week I really need to make sure I don't miss my meditation because I need that extra buffer. Or I'm going to kind of keep myself back from certain things. Or when I'm feeling away this week, I'm not going to respond to the email that just irritated me or hit the text message, because I actually will probably react in a way that I don't normally do. So that's all. It came up in the session today. I haven't talked about PMS in a long time. And it can be a polarizing conversation. Some women, and myself included, when I've had a something to say or a reaction and a partner said, well, are you PMSing? You basically just said, well, what I just mentioned or said doesn't matter. And so it is touchy, but on the flip side of it, you can have a different reaction when it's that time. So it's touchy. It always will be. I guess the point of this post is to have awareness, which means maybe keep track of when it's happening and then know what to do when you're in that zone, whatever your zone is. Some people it's 2 weeks. God, half your month is taken by it. Mine's 3 to 5 days. Whatever it is, awareness. So it's a reminder. And then what are your tools that you can use to kind of keep yourself from going down a hole? And then what are some boundaries you need to put up so that you also don't either overreact to someone, or you kind of protect yourself when you're feeling sensitive. And the same thing goes for the partner of the person with the PMS, whether it's a man or a woman or non-binary, whatever, whoever's on the other end of that, you can kind of pull out your tools more and have your awareness and have your boundaries. So that's all. Oh, and you should listen to Mary J. Blige, the PMS song, because it's super good.